back, students. This is the lecture for BA third semester students of English language teaching class. Earlier we had discussed the use of communicative language teaching, and today we'll be discussing the origin of language. I am Dr. Tanveer Khadija from the Department of English and Modern European and Asian Languages, Khwaja Muhyiddin Chishti University, Lucknow. First topic which we plan to take is origin of English language or any language for that sake. As you are students of English language, so we'll be discussing with giving examples from English language. But first of all, let us go into the background. How did language originated and how did it grow and develop over the years? Now this question must be coming to everybody's mind, that how did we start speaking in a well formed language? Now, when we think about this, when man must have come on this earth, was born there, what sounds he must be absorbing? He must have encountered many kinds of sounds in the nature. Maybe the gurgling of the stream, or the roaring of the lion, chirping of the birds, or the falling of the rocks, the wind was blowing. All these sounds were very much prevalent in nature. And as we know that man is imitative by nature. So all these sounds were coming to the man and the man was able to imitate. Then another thing is that man has got reflex action capacity. If you will hit somebody, the sound will come out from the person's, if he is hurt. Or if the person is in pain, even then the sound will come. So these kind of sounds were there. Or if you are scared, the screaming sound comes. So these were something very natural which was happening. But even then, how did we reach to the well-formed or well-defined language? That took place over the years, over the centuries you can say. Now in the beginning, as all these sounds were present in the nature, and people started absorbing those sounds, trying to understand and make them out, whether this is sound of a lion, whether it's a sound of birds, or the monkeys are there screeching. All these sounds he was able to identify. Later on, he developed some signs and symbols to communicate, because man is a social animal. That means man lives in a society, and the basic need of every human being is to communicate. That is to convey your thoughts and express yourself and convey them to somebody else in the society. So the first step was to use signs and symbols. By beckoning somebody, calling them with your hands, or stopping somebody with your hand, or nodding your head left or right, or shaking it, or just shrugging your shoulders. This is all use of your body language just to convey your communication. Even if you are not using a well formed or well defined language, still you are able to convey it. And if you study the origin of language for say the Chinese language or any ancient language as such, or you go to those caves where the ancient civilizations were there, you will notice some kind of signs or symbols are drawn on the rocks and all, which convey that that could be the, at that time maybe that was the development of language which had started long time back. Now, how did we reach to this conclusion that this was the method? How we reach to this conclusion is that first of all, when a baby is born in a family, we keep watching the baby and we notice that even if the baby is not able to talk at that moment, the baby is very much capable of listening and absorbing and reacting to the sounds. So the first ability you can say for a human being is listening. And just to find out whether the baby is not disabled and he is able to listen, first thing we do is when the child is born, we start clapping, so that because of the response which is given by the baby, you can understand that he can understand you. And we clap, or sometimes we call somebody's name and the baby smiles, so you are able to judge that baby has no such hearing disability. And listening skill, you can say the ability to listen is very much prevalent in the baby. say after say a gap of say a year or so, 1.5 years or maybe 2 years, the baby is able to understand the sound, and then what you are able to do, you start making him understand the words. And most of the time, 99% of the cases, the baby is able to use the word of mama, papa, such a sound starts coming out from the baby. And this sound system is being developed. So gradually after listening, the second ability which is developed is speaking. This takes place say, from 1.5 year or 2 years of age, and the moment the child starts speaking, the child is able to express his needs also. If the child is feeling hungry, then also the child is able to use or identify whether he wants to take some food. That expression starts developing. This is the age, say 2+ age, when you can even put the child in a preschool as such, so that you know very well that the child knows how to express his needs as such. Once the child enters the school, say 2+ or 3+ age, maximum you will send the child say around 4+. Then the moment the child enters the school, there again you will notice in the nursery classes, that is the preparatory classes of the school, we again start with the listening ability we are developing in the child. Nursery rhymes are there, or songs are also there. We try to make the child learn those by heart. There is no reading and writing right in the beginning of schooling as such. First of all, the teacher focuses on the listening and speaking ability of the child itself. Gradually, say if the child reaches to KG of class 1, then the child is engaged in writing skills also. Here again, reading is coming towards the end. We are making the child write with the help of say the teacher is holding the hand or the mother is holding the hand, and the writing starts developing. Cursive writing books are there, where dotted letters are there, and the child holds the hand and start writing. Gradually, by the time the child is say 6 to 8 years of age, small books are there, and he is able to read sentences and words as such. And then the reading ability starts developing. But when we talk of the abilities, we always use four important things are there. First, we say L, S, R, W. That means LSRW means listening, speaking, writing and reading. These are the four basic skills as such. But when we notice that how the child is able to grasp the language, we realize that the sequence is a little different. It is always starting from listening, speaking, then first reading and then writing. Writing comes towards the end. That is it. Now in my next class, I will be taking up methods of learning language. Thank you very much.